Let's do something a little different this time. As you can tell, I am inside this week. We got some rain, we got some thunder. It's a little chilly. And so, why not take advantage of the brand spanking new Wi Fi in the writing room, and which has many names? Welcome, everyone, to those of you watching this on a replay or after the fact. Thank you. To those of you who are joining us live, thank you. What we are going to do, it is 12 o'clock on the knob right now. What we're going to do right now is we're going to share this little feed so that people know that we're here. If you are inclined to share this feed, see the heater just kicked in. If you're inclined to share this feed, well, that would be pretty awesome. I have to say that would be a big help. Let's see here. Again, we are inside today. We are inside because it is a little rainy, a little chilly, and I have Wi-Fi in the writing room now. So you maybe have heard me say that twice now, but more people are joining, and so we're just we're doing the thing. All right, let's see. I just want to get us shared. So basically, what I'm doing right now. Hey Ann, hey Adam, hey Jim. What I'm doing right now is I'm sharing this feed on my Facebook, on this Facebook page of mine. There I am. I'm going to share and say something really asinine like live now. And I'm sharing it, and I just did. And so we're done. I should be on YouTube too. But we're just doing the thing. So there are a bunch of you on here. I think, what I'm going to do, hey Eric, what I'm going to do, I think, because it's a little rainy and it's a little cold, is I'm going to play kind of rainy, cold, cozy songs for a little while. If you can hear a little bit, you can hear the hum of my little space heater out here, which we need this morning a little bit. Hey Kent, let's start with Steady Rain, appropriately enough. I knew this woman from Holland in Moscow back in '93. Her name was Anita, but she spelled it with an extra T. It was the wettest June on record, and we pretty much stayed inside. 2T's Anita said it was good for the farmers, and I'll allow that she was right. Well, you asked me what I was doing back then, and I know that I can't say. The only thing I can rightly recall is, oh, the steady rain. I did some work in Samarkand, in Almaty, and Ashgabat. I don't think it rained once all that months. Well, sometimes I just don't get this job. Well, you could send me to Northern Europe. I'd be happy just to ride a desk, maybe reconnect with 2T's Anita. That is, if she ain't married yet. Yeah, 25 years is a good long run. Maybe I'll just walk away. Oh, I don't think they would let me go on account of the steady rain. Well, they say that I'm indispensable, and I'd like to believe that is true. Yeah, but the front lines of this whatever take a toll. Some days I just can't shake these tradecraft blues. Oh, no, no, no. I heard from my little brother this morning. He lives in Franklin, Tennessee. He knows better than to ask me about the work that I do, but he does because he thinks it bothers me. Tangier is better than Kiev was, and Kiev was better than Tomsk. Well, my next tour might be Odessa. I hear that's where my people came from. It beats a stint in a suit at Langley, where it's all just shades of gray. I just stand out here in my Macintosh coat amidst the steady rain. The steady rain. The steady rain. Steady rain. That song is called Steady Rain. It is Saturday, April 3rd. It is 12:07 p.m. here in Austin, Texas. Wherever you are, I hope you are having a lovely day. We are getting some rain here today, so it is a lovely day by Austin standards because we need the rain, and I feel like this is going to be a dry year. So, this is good for right now. We are inside today. We are not in the backyard. This is where I write songs. So you're, as Hamilton would say, you're in the room where it happens. What else can I tell you? So, this is a little steel building that's in our backyard. And Kirk Lewis has tuned in. Kirk helped us find and buy this house, and just about exactly 5 years ago, we were driving down the street here in Allendale, a neighborhood in Austin, and the house wasn't even listed yet, but I had seen like the fact that it was coming soon on Zillow or some such thing, and we drove around. The outside of the house looked real pretty, and then we looked in the backyard. And we saw this nice looking little metal building back here. And we looked at each other and was like, this is going to be perfect. And then we went into the house, and the house was even better. So this building is a big reason that we live in this house, this little metal shed. Early on, we started to call it the Man Shack. We called it the Man Shack. If you don't live in Austin or Central Texas, you're like, that's, I guess so. It's a man cave. It's kind of a stupid name. You're stupid. But if you live in Austin, if you live in Central Texas, you know that south of Austin there is a town called Manchaca. It is spelled Manchaca. But in Texas fashion, Texans who fought and died for the independence of the Republic of Texas from Mexico. Pronunciation is it's not just that it's not important; it's that you almost want to pronounce things as incorrectly as you can. So, Manshak, Manshaka becomes Manshak. San Jacinto. The Brazos becomes the Brazos. There are other examples. I kind of love it. So that the first song was Steady Rain. It had a reference to the Netherlands. I'm gonna play another couple little Netherlands inspired songs here. It rains there a lot. Welcome, y'all. It's just so nice to have you here. Inside, cozy, warm, with the heater running. Yeah. Nice little Saturday afternoon together. Saturday morning if you're on the West Coast. Saturday evening if you're with us from Asia. And there might be a person with us from Asia. I don't know. This song is called The Goldfinch. It's not a whole lot bigger than a textbook. 9 by 13 inches high. Well, they come for the girl with the pearl earring. The goldfinch, they just walk right on by. It's just a picture of a bird and a feeder. Oil on panel, a simple frame. He's chained to his perch, but his gaze is straight and steady. Makes me think that if he could, he'd fly away. Fly away, far from prying eyes and free from the chain. Just another broken-hearted dreamer, wondering if the spark is good and gone. A goldfinch lit from within and free of any excess. A masterpiece, a song. Fly away, far from prying eyes and free from the chain. That song is called The Goldfinch. And it was inspired by a painting It's the second song I've tried to write about a painting. Writing songs about paintings is not the easiest darn thing to do. The painting is at the Maritz House in The Hague in the Netherlands. Um, and the reason that tourists from all over the world go to the Maritz House is to see the girl with the pearl earring. Rubens, right? It's Rubens, isn't it? I think so. No, maybe. I think it's Rubens. uh, that's what they where they go, and it's in a room right next to this goldfinch painting, which is a painting by a guy named Fabricius, who died in a massive gunpowder explosion in the 14th century, 15th century, 16th, some a long time ago in the Netherlands. And a bunch of his works were destroyed. I think he was an apprentice to Rembrandt, and he was kind of starting to eclipse Rembrandt in terms of popularity, and then he died in this massive explosion. And so there are very few works of his out there. One, Vermeer. Thank you, Larry. God, what a dope I am. Yes, The Girl with Pearl Earring is a Vermeer. One of the paintings that they saved of Fabricius is The Goldfinch. It is also the subject of, I think, the best novel written in the last 50 years, maybe, by Donna Tartt. It's called The Goldfinch. It's a really, really good book. So when I was on tour in the Netherlands about a year and a half ago, had a day in The Hague between shows, and I carted all of my stuff up to the front door of the Maritz House, bought a ticket, walked in, and they said, "Oh, you can't bring any of that in here. You can't bring your guitar in here. You can't bring your suitcase." Which makes sense because, like, the Goldfinch and the Girl with the Pearl, they're not big. Like, you could just take those things off the wall and walk away with them. Alarms would sound, I'm sure, but they have to keep things secure. One of the premises of the Goldfinch of the novel is that the painting is stolen. In any case, I said, "Well, where should I put my stuff? I really want to come in. I want to look at your beautiful art." And so they directed me to an Italian restaurant that was around the corner on the main square there in The Hague. And y'all, I left my guitar, I left my suitcase full of merch and a couple of changes of clothes with them, and I hoped for the best. And I went over to the Maritz House and I walked through it a couple of times. And just had my socks knocked off. Went back to the Italian restaurant, early afternoon. My stuff was there. They didn't charge me to hold it at all. So I sat out on their little terrace and I drank a couple of Jupiler lagers. Jupiler, I think is what it is. And then went on to whatever it was I was going to do next. But as I was standing there looking at the Goldfinch, it really is like the size of a textbook. It's a tiny little work. You know, when you compare it with Guernica, which is like a giant wall of a giant building. But it's this tiny little work that is just so profound. I hope you all get to see it. This next song I'm about to play also grew out of that European tour. I was in Europe on July 4th of 2019, and the main story in the news on that day was the discovery that children on the border in places like Tornillo and such were being kept separate from their parents in chain link cages. And I was in London that day, July 4th, 2019. And this song had its genesis then. It was initially, if you've heard it, a little bit more overtly political, which is odd for me. If you know, I mean, y'all know me. You know that I'm pretty darn liberal politically, but I don't tend to express that explicitly in songs. It was kind of more explicit in this than it is now. But the name of this song, as of now, is July 4th, 2019. I'm 5,000 miles from Austin, in London, in a Turkish cafe. The irony is not lost on me, as today is Independence Day. But I ain't feeling homesick. I have my reasons why. In North London, on the 4th of July, a pint of bitter in Blackheath, raw herring in Vlartigan town, meat pies in Carlisle, last orders try not to fall down. Sing for my supper most every night, and you know I don't even mind. In North London on the 4th of July. Well, back home they'll be cooking out burgers, riding jet skis, drinking cheap beers, with the stars and stripes on their boxers, and Jason Aldean in their ears. It's just afternoon here in London. Tomorrow this time I'll be gone. This high street has a hold on me. These folks seem to be getting along. So I think for a while I'll just sit here and watch the world go by. In North London on the 4th of July. So yeah, that's July 4th, 2019. That's the name of that one. What else? It's 12/24, Saturday, April 3rd. This is the weekly live stream, which will be weekly for the next 4 to 6 weeks would be my guess, and then God willing, and the creek don't rise, I will be out and about playing shows in person And maybe perhaps because I don't get to go everywhere that I want to play, maybe I'll add a monthly live stream for our friends over in the Netherlands and England and Scotland, and maybe we'll see. I'm playing a bunch of new songs again. Just one of the things that I have talked about, I think, in Facebook posts. I'm not sure, but I feel like I've talked about it a lot. Is the thing that I miss so deeply about playing live is the ability to test out material on people and watch how you react. Yeah, so yeah, and this is an approximation of that, but it's not that. In the fall of, I think it was 2017, 2018. No, I think it was 18. I think it was fall of 2018. I kind of got into a minimalist composer named Steve Reich. I think he pronounces it Reich. He might pronounce it Reich. I'm not sure. Really, I just started really listening to. He has a piece called "Music for 18 Musicians," which is, I think, 15 minutes long. And it just slowly but surely builds into this really beautiful minimalist composition. And as tends to happen when you listen to something, when you read certain things, it works its way into your subconscious, I guess, and it affects the way that I write. So that's how this song happened. I don't know if I've played this. I think I might have played it live once, a long, long time ago. So those of you who are joining me today here on this weekly live stream, you're getting to hear some new stuff. The name of this song is "You're About to Break My Heart." Let's see how it works out. Walking down West A Street, wondering what on earth it was I said this time. Trees all bare, it won't stop raining, wool socks soaked, you pull your hand from mine. And you're about to break my heart. You're about to break my heart. Lately it's been constant fighting, mostly about stupid, pointless things. Moving in seemed like a good idea, that is, right up until we did. You're about to break my heart. You're about to break my heart. I try on a overcoat and ask you how it looks. You just sigh. But I buy it and we stop for coffee at that place on Thompson Street I like. And you're about to break my heart. You're about to break my heart. Yeah, fourth floor walk up like a shoebox, threadbare sofa, tiny kitchenette. I listen to the city moving. I have an idea what happens next. Is you're about to break my heart. You're about to break my heart. So that's You're About to Break My Heart. You probably saw in the last couple weeks there's a new single that I released out into the world. It's called A Year Gone to the Dogs. And American Songwriter premiered it and wrote me up a little bit and said some nice things about me. One of the things it said, I'm not sure if it was trying to be nice or if it was just making an observation, is that I have an overactive imagination. And I think that's correct. And I think that a song like that, You're About to Break My Heart, which is based not on my own experiences and not even based on the experiences of friends of mine, is based on the fact that, I walk around a town like New York City and grew up every couple weeks going to New York to visit my dad. And you walk around and you think about stuff and you come up with, or I do, you come up with stories. You look at people and you write their stories for them in your head. And I think that song grew out of that. It's a New York song, which I like. I've tried to write some New York songs and had varying degrees of success with that. But it's a New York song. I tried to write a bunch of Los Angeles songs too, and I always just I write them and like I'm like, oh, this is so cool, and then they just sort of fall apart on the operating room table or whatever. What's the metaphor? Some songwriter tell me what the metaphor is. But I can't write songs about LA, which is so interesting because I love it and it makes me feel so many things, and there's so much kind of sensory overload that happens there, and I just can't get it. I can't make it happen. Right? I mean, I have a lot more songs now than I once did. If there is a song I have that has LA in it, just tell me what it is. Mention it, please. Do I have it? Oh, I do. Gosh darn it. That was not planned. I wanted to play this for y'all today. That was not planned. Jackson Emmer and I write songs together as often as we can. I love doing things with him. He mixed and mastered this latest single, A Year Gone to the Dogs. He mixed and mastered the Christmas song that we released in December. And just about a little bit over a year ago, we got together and wrote this one about a woman who was the most famous movie star in the world for Time in the early 30s. It's about a woman named Carol Lombard. I hope I get it right. But it's kind of an LA song, y'all. It's kind of an LA song. I'll say a little more about it after I spit it out at you. Carol Lombard had a scar, but everybody wanted her anyway. Fort Wayne screwball talkie star, 3-carat diamond a day. She won Clark Gable with a lion's look, just to prove she could. But they tear down love like movie sets in the hills of Hollywood. Stardust and picture shows, weekend matinees, salted corn, velvet seats, and kisses thrown away. In the play of light and shadow, sitting in the dark, at the right angle you'd see it. Even Carol Lombard had a scar. Well, the doctors did the best they could after the crash on Beverly Boulevard. Fat Cat Bat Blind Studio Brass fired Carol on account of the scar. Forced to rest and study up, she read Juliet and Anya too. Diffuse the lens and play the part, Carol breaks right through. Stardust and picture shows, weekend matinees, salted corn, velvet seats, and kisses thrown away. In the play of light and shadow, sitting in the dark, at the right angle you'd see it. Even Carol Lombard had a scar. Even Carol Lombard had a scar. Even Carol Lombard had a scar. The name of that tune is Carol Lombard. And she was a very, very incredibly famous movie star in the late 20s, 30s, and into the 40s. She had a scar on her face that resulted from just as she was starting to have some success in the movie business. She was in a car accident, and a piece of the windshield gouged her cheek. Plastic surgery was not then what it is now, and so she had a scar, and the movie studio guys told her, "You're just not going to work in this town again." And so she spent some time recovering and like studying and working on her craft, and she also got into kind of cameras and how movie cameras work. And what she developed as a way to she figured out how you could shoot her face, how you could film her and have the scar not appear as prominently. If you watch old Hollywood movies, even like Moonlighting, I don't know if you all remember that show from the 80s, Moonlighting with Bruce Willis. When they would put the camera on Sybil Shepherd, there would be this diffused effect. It would be a little bit hazy and kind of magical and just not as well defined. That's called diffusing the lens. And Carol Lombard started to get Hollywood cameramen to diffuse the lens so that you wouldn't see the scar on her face, And after a little while, it became kind of the standard way you shot women in old classic Hollywood pictures. Which is just crazy to me. It's 12:39. Just a lot of folks checking in, saying hi. It's so wonderful to see y'all here. I've really hit you with a whole bunch of songs that you haven't heard before, so I appreciate you sticking with me. I appreciate y'all who are watching it after the fact on the rewatch. If you are watching after the fact, drop a note in the comments and say hello. If you're here, drop a note in the comments and say hello. I love reading the comments after I do these things. I try not to look at them as I'm playing. I can see them. They all pop up on my screen. But I try not to look at them because whenever I do, invariably I get distracted. And distraction is not a good thing. There is no set list. So if there is something you want to hear in the next 20 or so minutes, please let me know. And I will try to squeeze it in. I don't have a whole lot of news. I don't have a whole lot of news for y'all compared to last week. Still reading The Power Broker by Robert Caro. I finished The Song Machine by John Seabrook, which is about pop music in the last 25 years. It was my friend Jackson, who I wrote that last song, Carol Lombard, with, sent me The Song Machine to read it because we're both kind of fascinated by how pop songs get written. And it's a little demoralizing to read The Song Machine and to get a peek behind the curtain as to how these major pop hits get written now. A little bit demoralizing. Well written, fascinating, but a little demoralizing. Eric Meyernick from the Netherlands has requested that I play the next song, which is Madeline, which is a good rainy day song. Well, there were three of us. I'm the only one left. Yes, it's monotonous. Living in this damaged head. My sister's passed away before me. We bickered to the last. They were all I had for family. A ticking clock on a table by my bed tells me I'm still alive. I packed it in a long, long time ago. My, oh my. My, oh my. This nursing home ain't no home at all. Gray linoleum, and dull green paint on the walls. The hospice nurse asked me what I need. I just tell her I'm fine. She brings me chocolates and chicken lo mein. My oh my, my oh my. Madeline, well, my name is so sweet. I wish they had life had been sweeter to me. Busted dreams all scattered across the years. This one won't be denied. I ain't asking for money, love, or looks. All I want is to die. My oh my. So that was Madeline. That was for Eric. Thank you for asking for it. I love playing it. It's a song I don't play live very much, like for people. I don't play it live a whole lot. And I think a lot of that, when I first started playing out, it was at open mics. It was in the Boston area at open mics. And open mics in the Boston area tend to be at loud bars where people have conversations. It's really a different culture here in Austin where for open mic stuff, you go and everybody kind of listens to everybody else. In Boston, they tend to be in big, loud, noisy bars where people are having conversations. Performers have conversations. And so I had from the outset a lot of really quiet songs, pensive songs, and they just didn't work in that context. Kent Scarborough asked for When the Ocotillo Bloom, and I think I can do that. Oh, Terlingua, I think I've fallen for you. You haunt my Austin city dreams every night. How the land reclines on down to Lajitas, and the sun spares nothing in sight. Be on that terrace at Milagro in the morning, before the heat stakes his ironclad claim in a ghost town surrounded by flat-top mesas in a desert that can never be tamed. Well, I love you, my darling, with all of my heart. Your mountains, your mescalero moon, and I miss you, my darling, more than you know. That I'll be back, yes, I'll be back when the Ocotillo bloom. I'll be back when the Ocotillo bloom. Quicksilver miners rest side by side in a graveyard with crosses of wood. Tourist snap pictures, get burnt by the sun. Talk of buying up the desert Well, the prices are good. I love you, my darling, with all of my heart. Your mountains, your mescal, their own moon. And I miss you, my darling, more than you know. That I'll be back, yes, I'll be back when the Ocotillo blooms. I'll be back when the Ocotillo blooms. I love you, my darling, with all of my heart. Your mountains, your mescal, their own moon. And I miss you, my darling, more than you know. I'll be back, yes, I'll be back when the Ocotillo blooms. I'll be back when the Ocotillo blooms. That's a song that's a Terlingua, Texas song for Kent. That's a fun song to play. There's a documentary that I wish was streaming somewhere because I want to watch it, about border music. Flaco Jimenez and I think I can't remember who else is in it, but it was filmed in the mid 70s by a couple of musicologists, music enthusiasts named Les Blanc and I think Chris Strakowitz. And it's called La Chula Frontera, and it's about music on the border. Those Les Blanc, at least, shot, I think it's like a 28, 30-minute little mini documentary on Lightnin' Hopkins that you can just watch on YouTube. It's 28 minutes. It will be 28 minutes of the best minutes of your entire life the first time you watch it. It's just amazing, wonderful. It just captures East Texas blues culture. Mance Lipscomb is in it. It's just good. You'll be happy. Look it up. Les Blanc, Lightnin' Hopkins on YouTube. You will not regret it. I think I have time for a couple more. I think what I'm going to do is play another new one to feel my way around it, kind of, and then I'm going to close. I just got a little note that Joanna Castillo is watching, so play a song for Joanna too to close us out. The song is called Hey Peter. Hey Peter, I can't believe it's been 4 years, an eternity, a geologic age, since I saw you. The leaves on the redbud tree dance in the Matagorda breeze. I got so much work left to do. I doubt a day's gone by I've not thought of you. Since I heard the news. Some days are hard, some are easier. Yeah, that's right, ain't that right? Hey, Peter. Well, I've failed, I've made a mockery, I've taken my share of breaths away. I've seen tears in unforgiving eyes. I've forgotten the reason why and remembered it again 10,000 times. I can almost see you smile. Well, I've crossed some mighty rivers. I guess you made a crossing of your own. There's mustard and roses in this memory. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? Hey, Peter. I can see you in a hollow south of Linville with a fiddle case and an open heart. I hope the real is sweet and never ending wherever, my friend, wherever you are. The old friends, they still come around from time to time. Wild anger, fear, and nothingness, I guess just because they can. Gave names to all the demons and the angels and the in-between, where life gets lived and shells are turned to sand. Well, I might be blue, I might be whistling. Either way, I can make it rhyme. Some days are hard, some are easier. Ain't that right? Yeah, that's right. Hey, Peter. Okay, that song is called Hey Peter. You probably haven't heard it. I think I played it on one live stream many moons ago, before hibernation. I'm going to play one more tune for y'all. Thank you so much for joining, for tipping, for encouraging comments, and it was neat doing this from inside. From inside the writing room, the room, as I noted before, the room where it happens. I said I'd play a song for Joanna, and I'm going to play a song for Joanna. Thank y'all who are here live. Thank y'all who are watching the rewatch, or however one expresses that in the English language, which every now and then I lose my ability to speak. It's okay. I don't work in a word-heavy industry. Who needs words? This is wasted on the living. I was but a cub reporter all these years ago, working at the Chronicle Observer. Lester Perkins was on trial, and the prosecutor said that Lester had killed his wife and her lover. Well, Lester was a lawyer, and he had an alibi. He said he'd been away at a conference of the bar. The DA found a waitress, and she worked just outside of town. She said she'd served him a cup of coffee the night the couple had been struck down. Well, they say life is wasted on the living, and they say true love never fades. A burnt up cup of better midnight coffee and a debt that'll never be repaid. As the jury was instructed to carefully review every bit of evidence presented, they were out for 40 minutes. Yeah, that was all it took. send Lester away to San Quentin. The bailiff took him out. Well, I must have caught his eye. He stared down at my brand new wedding band. The sound of the shackles, yes, it haunts me to this day. He opened his mouth to speak, but the bailiff led him away. Well, they say life is a wasted on the living. They say true love never fades. A burnt up cup of better midnight coffee and a debt that'll never be repaid. 36 years later, I got kids and they're all grown. Grandbabies are bouncing on my knee. And all this time, poor Lester, he's been sitting in his cell, getting old and reading law books in the penitentiary. Well, they say life is a wasted on the living, and they say true love never fades. A burnt up cup of better midnight coffee and a debt that'll never be repaid. Okay, y'all have a great week. We'll see you back here 1 week from today, Saturday noon. That's our new standard time, and I will be inside, outside, I'm not sure. But thank y'all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves and have a great week. Be well.